If being smart made you rich, every top student in school would be a millionaire right now. But look around. That is not how life works. And you know it too. Reason number 10. You think too big to start small. Let me explain it, because this reason is sneaky. Your brain has range. You can see big visions, big goals, big ideas. You imagine your future like a full movie trailer with dramatic music, slow motion scenes, maybe even a helicopter shot if you are feeling extra creative that night. And that is beautiful. It means you see possibilities other people do not even notice. But here's the problem. When you are capable of thinking on that scale, the first step always looks disappointing, too small, too basic, too beneath you. You come up with an idea for a business, and instantly your brain jumps to a polished app, a giant launch, a perfect brand, a global audience, and then you look at the actual first step you need to take and think that is it, this tiny thing? Seriously? Your intelligence makes the starting point feel embarrassing. It is like wanting to climb Everest, but refusing to walk to the driveway because you think walking is too low level for someone who dreams big. Smart people do this all the time. They want to start a YouTube channel and instantly imagine professional studio lighting, an editor, a production schedule, a content strategy worthy of a Netflix deal. Meanwhile, all you actually needed to do was record something with your phone and upload it. But your brain goes, no. That is not the real version. That is not the intelligent version. And just like that, the idea dies before it even gets a chance to breathe. Stick figure animations make this easy to see. A tiny stick figure trying to climb a mountain, but refusing to take the first step because the step is not epic enough. But that is literally how many of us operate, and it feels rational, feels intelligent. You are not avoiding the task. You are planning, you are strategizing. You are waiting to begin with the proper model. But the truth is simpler. You are delaying because the first step does not give you the emotional reward you want. The irony, every rich person started with something embarrassingly small. Every successful person you admire took a step they were not proud of. Even Einstein did not start with relativity. He started with basic curiosity, with tiny questions, with simple observations. Humility creates results. Pride creates delays. And here's the kicker. Starting small does not make you small. It makes you real. It makes you someone who moves, not just someone who imagines. When you start tiny, you activate momentum. And momentum is louder than intelligence. Momentum does not care about your big vision. It just cares that you are moving. So, if you have ever wondered why you feel mentally big but your life feels physically small, it is because your starting line is too unrealistic. Your bar for good enough to begin is so high, it might as well be floating in the sky. But the moment you lower that bar, everything opens up. And honestly, it feels good. There is a weird relief in realizing, oh, I can just start messy. I can start tiny. I do not need to act like a genius right away. You can almost feel the pressure leaving your mind. And here's the part that surprises most people. Tiny steps compound. 10 small actions beat one giant idea every single time. So yes, you think too big to start small, but the moment you break that pattern, the moment you accept the simple first step, your intelligence finally gets a chance to work for you instead of against you. Reason number 9, you wait for motivation instead of building momentum. Here's the part most smart people never realize. You keep waiting to feel ready before you start. You wait for the spark. You wait for the rush of energy. You wait for the perfect mood, the perfect day, the perfect version of yourself to show up. In your mind, motivation should come first. Action should come second. But the truth works in the opposite direction. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. This is why you get stuck. Your intelligence makes you believe your emotions should match your goals. You think, if this idea is good, shouldn't I feel excited to work on it? But human beings are not wired like that. Even the most successful people in the world do not start their day with fireworks exploding inside their chest. They start because they have built momentum. Momentum is subtle but powerful. It is the tiny shift that happens when you do something you did not feel like doing. You clean one corner of your room, and suddenly you want to clean more. You send one email and suddenly the next one feels easier. You take one small step toward your idea and suddenly the idea feels more real. Momentum makes things lighter. Waiting makes things heavier. The problem for smart people is that you can create incredibly convincing explanations for not starting yet. You tell yourself it is not the right time. You tell yourself you need more clarity. You tell yourself you need to be in the right emotional state. You tell yourself you will begin when everything aligns perfectly. But life does not work that way. Schedules rarely align. Energy rarely peaks on command. Readiness rarely arrives like a neatly wrapped package. So days pass, then weeks, then months, all while your mind keeps pretending it is preparing. But preparation without action is just elegant procrastination. And here's the hidden truth. Motivation is unreliable. It does not care about your goals. It does not show up on time. It does not respect your ambition. Momentum does. Momentum is built by doing something small. So small that it almost feels pointless. But small is where everything begins. Smart people struggle with this because the first step feels too ordinary, too boring, too simple for the size of your vision. But simplicity is exactly what starts the engine. One tiny action changes the emotional chemistry of your entire day. One tiny action lowers the resistance for the next step. One tiny action breaks the cycle of waiting for the perfect feeling. You do not need motivation to begin. You need a beginning to feel motivated. So, if you ever ask yourself, why do I keep delaying what I know I should do? The answer is this. You are waiting for something that only appears after you move. Start small. Start neutral. Start unimpressively. Because once momentum kicks in, you become a completely different person. Someone who stops waiting for moments and starts creating them. Reason number 8, you believe hard work should feel hard. This is a strange thing intelligent people do. You assume that anything valuable must be difficult. Anything easy must be suspicious. Anything simple must be too basic for someone like you. You were trained to believe hard work should hurt a little. You should struggle. You should sweat. You should mentally wrestle with the challenge until your brain feels like a USB port overheating. And sure, some things in life are hard, but wealth often begins with something surprisingly simple. Antithesis where many smart people sabotage themselves. If a task feels too easy, you don't trust it. You think, there is no way this small thing will lead anywhere meaningful. So you ignore it. You overlook it. You step right over the opportunity because the opportunity doesn't look impressive. Meanwhile, the people who become wealthy, they do the easy things consistently. They do the boring